YouTube, how you guys doing? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Rev Cypher, and I've been reviewing some controllers, and today is a follow-up to my SCUF Omega controller unboxing video. A little over a week ago now, I got this controller in the mail. I purchased it on Amazon Prime Day because it was on sale for a little bit better price, and that's like, I'll talk about some of the negative things, and the price is a little bit high, but I picked up this controller. Now some people they get this controller, they take it out of the box, and they tell you it's the best thing ever, and they play one game with it, and then they might never use it again. So I thought, hey, why don't I get this controller, put some time on it, play with it, and then give you some of my honest feedback, because I'm someone who has played with some different controllers. I still have my G7 Aim Labs Edition 8K. Still really like this controller. I still play with this controller. I tried out the Vader 5 Pro controller. This controller, you can watch my review, wasn't quite the right fit for me. I didn't quite like the sticks or the additional buttons on the back. And then I really like the Razer. I did like the Razer. After playing with some different controllers, I do see some shortfalls in this controller. But there's also the Razer Wolverine V3 8K. So I've tried out some different Pro controllers, and I want to thank you guys for some of the support and views. So if you want to see other controllers, let me know, and maybe we can figure out a way for some support, because that would really help, because I'm buying these with my own money. I am not sponsored, so I am just thankful to be able to have some fun and play some games. So let's let's get into a game, and I can maybe tell you some of my thoughts about the SCUF Omega controller. So boom, we'll do that, and boom, and bam, we're trying out the hand cam today. I tried setting that up with a little bit of help with some technical support. We'll have some fun. We're gonna hop into a casual match here, and we will have some fun. So, fun match. All right. So, what do I like about this controller, and why am I actually kind of playing with it more and more? First, what I actually really like about this controller is gonna sound weird, but I think I kind of really like the thumbsticks and the 1000 Hz polling. I know that sounds weird, because I've been playing with like 8K controllers for like this whole year, almost this whole game almost. Whether it's the Razer Wolverine 8K or the Gamester 8K, I've been playing with those controllers. The thing is, with those controllers, sometimes, like the Razer, one of the things I didn't like about it is you don't know your bitrate on your thumbsticks. So you don't know how bitrate resolutions, like how much it picks up your micro movements. And sometimes I think those controllers that have the higher polling rates, when you do those micro movements, sometimes it feels like it throws my aim off. It doesn't feel as good to me. But it feels like with the 1000 Hz that the SCUF offers, I'm actually playing on 12 bit rate. Normally I don't do that. On my Gamester, I usually play on 4K on my Gamester 8K, because 4000 polling rate feels better. But I only play on like either 9-bit rate or 8-bit rate, and because on the higher, like around 10 or 11 or 12, it just feels off, and I couldn't figure out why. So I actually really like the thumbsticks on this controller, and I think it's because I can play on the higher bit rate and not feel like my aim's going goofy. And secondly, bringing back to the thumbsticks is, I don't know who makes these thumbsticks. Like the Gamester has the JS13 Silvers, which are, as you talk to reviewers who are much more technically analysts than me, you know, I'm just a simple guy that plays the game, and plays the game quite a bit, I would say. But they have arguably the best controllers in the game. They have some TMR thumbsticks that are called, they don't get stick drift, and this controller has TMR thumbsticks, so you don't get stick drift. So it's much better than the Envision. I did not enjoy playing with the Envision controller, which is like really the previous like PC only version of this controller. But these thumbsticks on this controller are a huge improvement in my opinion. But what I was gonna say is, one thing, these thumbsticks, I don't know who makes them, because they're not those JS13s. I don't know what they are, but they have a higher tension So like, let me go hide back
One
here.
supply box remaining. Move
Like
to
they
secure.
pull back the center better, so I'm able to play on 1.65. But if you look at my in-game dead zones, I'm playing on 1 and 2 dead zone. And like, here's my tester. Like I'm a little jittery on the left, but that's okay. That's your left stick. And my right stick though, nada. If not, just a touch. That's okay, because I'm using in the SCUF app where you can customize this controller, which is the SCUF app's so much better than the Corsair software. Like back in the day, you had to use the Corsair software with the Envision controllers, and that
Squad mates
sucked.
back on station.
The SCUF app is like 1,000 times better. I do wish they would make one that like just straight up PC. I always get my AR, and whenever you have the Fang sight on both your submachine gun and your AR, I get it mixed up there. I stopped shooting. But the SCUF app is so much better than the previous Corsair IQ software you had to use for the Envision controller. Like, never bring that back again. So thank you, SCUF, for doing that. I do want to see a PC version of the app, because like right now you have to you have the app on your phone, which is not like it's fine, but I kind of like rather have it actually on my PC. But that's more of a I don't think that'd be that hard to actually do if you already have like a PC. If you already have like the cell phone app, like I don't know if you guys saw there, I just outstrafed that guy and I was talking to you guys while doing it. So like I think that you think that guy was real, or do you think he was a bot? He might have been real.
Get hunted.
That's the hard thing about casuals, man.
You have reinforcements.
There's only one guy, so maybe it was a bot.
All squad mates are
I'm
in
also
the
running
safe
out by
zone.
myself in casuals. Here's the scum, I'll take that. But I really like the thumbsticks. The tension on them is really good. I think the 1,000 rolling rate plus the 12 bit rate actually feels a lot better than maybe the playing on a higher bit rate on the higher polling controllers, in my opinion. Other things that I like about this controller is I actually do really like how it has like a oh cool, switch to AK. I'll take the cap off. I'll take the cap off of this controller here in a second. You can actually switch to like true like wired only mode. Like, and you still do keep your wireless mode. So like Gamester, like I usually play with my Gamester 87. I play with that in wired. But like you don't have a true wired mode. You just have to play with it wired with the wired. Or you can get like the new Tarantula made by Gamester. Sorry, I'm getting shot by too many people. I can't talk. Let's kill some people first. Alright, we got my teammate. Oh, that's not a regular grenade. I must have picked up something different. Thank you. Check teammates, because we're good people here. Nope, we let him die. We are not as good as I thought. Oh, we might have saved him. Nope. So, back to being a bad teammate. And let's talk about the controller instead. Alright, where is this guy shooting at?
Authorization cage.
So, I like to talk about the controller. I actually like having an actual dedicated way to put it in a wired only mode. That's actually really nice. Yeah, so I actually really appreciate that. Other things I've actually come to like is I actually really like the extra buttons you get with this controller. This controller, if you keep watching me play, I am not taking my thumbs off the thumbsticks on this game. And like I just realized I never really need to, because I can jump, I can switch weapons, I can reload, I can slide, I can ping somebody with that stick. I can even on my left here. That's how I can pull out that's how I pull out my knife, because I play in default because I don't have the back button, so I don't need to play in tactical.
Enemy dropping
I can
into
do
the
all
AR.
that just from my hands. Like I thought about maybe making the there's maybe better button layouts, but that's
We've
the
got
one that
10
works
squads
for
active in the
me.
field.
So this controller's been great for it. So I really like that. The back buttons themselves are kind of interesting. Because at first I was getting a little bit of a blister, to be honest. Uh-oh, Groot tree. Groot trees, man, they're the worst. So it also gives me I wanted to die, so that way I can talk to you guys. So the back buttons are kind of nice on this, because my middle finger lines up right here, so I use my middle fingers to hit both buttons on the back. Or let me not die. you can use like maybe your middle fingers on the outer, then use your index fingers on the inner. I couldn't quite get used to that, but maybe you can try that out. Let me know if it works for you. It didn't quite work out for me,
Supply box is marked.
but it works good enough.
Location.
But the additional buttons
Enemy soldier
do what the
incoming.
additional buttons are supposed to do. What I really should say is I like though is
We've not done yet.
Groot tree, no! You're getting killed by the Groot trees. What I really like though too on this controller is all these buttons are clicky. They're all the face buttons are micro switch. Like they're all super clicky, and you can actually switch them out too when you take the cap off. You'll see. Also, what I really like about this controller is traditionally I always been a bumper shooter on PlayStation controllers.
Back in the
This controller
AO.
actually has really good triggers and really good trigger stops. And in the software, you can actually really set up good, what they call it's aggressive triggers. So it actually has really responsive triggers. And that's
Enemies are
something
dropping
I
into the
really
area. Watch
like.
the
Say, I actually am a big fan of the former Call of Duty pro named TV. He played for Complexity, and then he played for Optic, or Evil Geniuses and all them. Shout out TV. I copied some of his settings for this controller, and it has been great. There we go, got a little some far range shots. Thank you for the help, teammate.
You have
I am using an off-meta gun because I'm trying to finish getting this gun gold, or getting it done for camos. But this controller's been really good, say, for that, because the buttons are very clicky, very responsive. The triggers are really responsive. Now, the G keys, these are the extra keys. I've found a couple ways to make them useful. They're a little bit useful for adjusting volume. They are good for that. Or if you want to do game chat, I use them for game chat. I use this one for escape on my PC. I put one for like alt tab. Oh, we lost. Sorry, guys. I haven't really been playing. Like, I was more like interested in the video and talk about the controller. But it is what it is. But that's got a little bit of a gameplay with it. I can maybe focus a little bit more in a different scenario. That's what I get for not trusting my teammates to carry. But as you can see, I'm like level 976, so like it's a game that I just wasn't really paying attention to. But it wasn't because of the controller. I just wasn't trying to play that hard. But what you can do with this controller, which I kind of like, is like I said, you can take the faceplate off like that, and then you can change it into PC mode or PlayStation mode, and then into wired mode. So I really like that. That's been really nice. Alright, I talked up this controller a lot now. I said a lot of things I liked about it. What are some things I don't? Because there are some things I didn't like. One, the price point. The price point is a little higher, you know. It's really hard competing against something like $90 G7, you know, G7 Pro 8K. Or even, you know, still the original G7. It's still a really sought-after controller. It's like $10 less, but it's if you have the $10, you might as well just get the 8K, especially if you're only on PC. If you're someone who has a PC and Xbox, the original G7 Pro is still a strong option. Gamester also has the Tarantula controller coming out, which is something I'm definitely considered picking up myself, but that is something that I would consider if you only have a PC. If you only have a PC, that the Gamester Tarantula is something I might pick up and review and take a look at myself. That could be a pretty good controller. But what I don't like about what I'm a little worried about the Tarantula is the additional buttons that they offer with the Tarantula. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to turn off the hand cam here. I'm going to actually just show you guys from my webcam here. So give me 1 second. Oh, wrong button. Let's see. Boop, 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 and boom. Okay, there we go. So my eyes are hurting. Oh, see, I saw my G7 Pro camera or picture up there. But we'll do that. Boop. Aha. So, what I liked about it, what I like about this controller is the additional extra buttons that can really help you out are actually in useful places. So, like the side action buttons are actually are in a really good spot because they can actually be of use. If you're trying to actually hit something, if you're trying to hit some shots and stuff, you don't have to take your thumbs off the thumbsticks in order to do it. I just turned off the game so that way you guys can hear me better. The Gamester controller, the Tarantula, they're looking like they're in a little different spot, so I'll have to try it out. Warzone specifically, pinging people is kind of important. If you're playing multiplayer, like ranked, it's not as important because you can't ping people in ranked anymore. So just having the extra paddles and then even having the shoulder buttons can work. But at that point, I actually really like the G7 because I think these shoulder buttons are better. But I might have to pick up that controller and check it out. The one other thing I didn't like is I should have kept the game open. Is if you play with this controller on PC, one negative thing, and you have to excuse me one second. I have to pick back up the cable because I don't have the wireless dongle in. I play with just straight up on the wired mode. Is I don't know why they didn't think this out, but on Call of Duty, let me do this real quick. Let me do that and reduce my image. Boop, 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 boop. And let me turn back on Call of Duty. Boom. It actually registers as an Xbox controller. And that's kind of weird because it kind of bugs me sometimes. Like, I know it sounds like a really, really petty thing, but like, it throws me off. So here, okay, let me, oh, one second, switch to my mouse because I unplugged my controller. All right. So let me do this, make sure it's on quick settings. Let's just make sure it's on controller. Okay, it's on controller. But like, see, look at, it thinks it's an Xbox controller. See how it says A, B, X, Y? So like sometimes it'll mess with me when I'm playing. So like even on the bottom there, on the bottom, all the way on the bottom of the menu, it says A. Sorry, opposite. There you go. It says A. So sometimes it says it's an Xbox controller and it's not. It has X, it's square, X, triangle, circle. Why does it not think it's a PlayStation controller? That's like one thing it kind of bugs me. Like it doesn't actually affect like how the actual physical realities of the controller. It's I wonder if it's just a firmware issue or if it's like something they can update with a firmware thing. But like the controller's great. I just don't know why they don't fix that little button issue. That's really, really weird. So like oh here, that's what I was gonna do is like if you go to the firing range here, you can see it too. Let me do this, click back on the game. So like if I go to back out, you can kind of see, oh, my little image is in the way. There you go, see it says A and B on the bottom left there. Like I said, thinks it's an Xbox controller. So I really would like to see that taken care of and fixed because that is really weird. It's a PlayStation controller. That should be not doing that. Other things that I would like to see it fixed is, even though I've kind of said the 1000 hertz is kind of nice and it feels like a pretty good controller, it doesn't feel too bad for being 1000 hertz. Like, one thing it's hard not to think about when I'm thinking about this controller is Razer's other offering. Razer offers another controller called their Raiju V3, and it's the controller I almost picked up instead of getting the Wolverine. I mainly got the Wolverine because I wanted more of an Xbox style controller. But why I liked it is because that controller has many of the same capabilities as this controller. It can play on both PlayStation, it can play on both PlayStation and PC. The big thing is the Raiju, the Razer's offering, has a 2000 hertz polling rate. SCUF, can you do 2000 hertz on this? They can do it, and it works still on PlayStation. It's licensed by PlayStation, and it can play on PC. Can you do it on this? Should be able to. So that's something I'd like to see. I'd like to see the higher polling rate for PC. Like 2000 hertz is kind of nice. Like I said, once you get to 1000 hertz is like the minimum for PC competitive shooter games for a controller, I'd say. but 2000 hertz would be a little bit nicer in my opinion. It'd just be nice to have that option. But that's really the only two real things I don't like about it. Like, why is it showing up as an Xbox controller? And why make it pull just a little bit faster? And really, those are things you can. I wonder if you. I hope like the pulling rate either it can or not. It might have to be a little bit slower so that way it works with like PlayStation. But if it has that switch to go to PC or PlayStation mode, does it have like a dual BIOS mode? I'm not an engineer, so I don't know. I just really wish it could do a little bit faster on that. But that being said, uh, I really like it. I'm probably keeping it. I was thinking about trying it out for a while. If I didn't like it, I was gonna return it and probably just go back to playing with my Gamester. So I really like this controller, and I have a lot of hours in this controller. I even customized it because, like, I don't know if you can see, I took the rumble packs out of it because I don't like heavy vibration motors controllers. So, like, right now, if you ask me what I'm playing with the SCUF. I know, I never thought I would play with the SCUF, but I loved my SCUF Impact controller. And I really like the SCUF Infinity controller from back in the day, and now I find myself playing with the Omega. So, if you have a PlayStation and a PC, I definitely recommend it. I think it competes kind of with the DualSense Edge, and I think this is better for just PC. Or sorry, if you have a PC and because like some people play with the DualSense Edge on PC, and I had some issues when I was trying to use the DualSense Edge on PC. So I think having that PC switch on this controller gives it an advantage, and I really like being able to put it in wired only. And so give it a try. I don't have a sponsorship deal or anything like that. So it's just my honest opinion as someone who plays Call of Duty quite a bit and plays other first person shooters. So hope you guys enjoyed the content. I hope you guys have fun playing some games. If you're ever looking for a group of people you could ever play with, if you're looking for a place to call home, let me recommend you always can find a place to find community at where I found my community at is Faith Forged Gaming. As you can usually find me in the Warzone chat. You can find me playing there, and